Hi, hello, welcome back to Lithium Trading. This video is so powerful. Why? Because it tells us about most powerful trade setup, that is CPR plus Camarilla. From long back, most successful traders have been working with CPR plus Camarilla, which has given immense results. That's best trading results is possible with CPR plus Camarilla trade setup. After long research, I came across one of the best indicator by Novice Hedge, which is freely available in TradingView. Anyone can access it. This indicator contains all key important things such as CPR, Camarilla, and 20-day EMA. Basically, this trade setup suits for intraday trading. Okay, friends, before getting into discussion, a brief knowledge about CPR plus Camarilla and 20 EMA. Friends, if you see here, there are different things. PDH is for previous day high, CPR central pivot range, PDL previous day low, H3, H4, H5, L3, L4, L5 are all our Camarilla points, R3 and R4 are resistances, S3 and S4 are supports. Okay, let me get into detail, a brief knowledge about all these important things. Here, this is CPR. CPR contains three important lines. This is top CPR, this is middle CPR are considered as pivot, central pivot, and this is bottom CPR. Basically, CPR is an central pivot range which gives price action points or nodes. Basically, this is a combination of previous day high, low, and closing values. Based on that only, the central pivot range is designed. But the CPR alone is not enough for taking trade. CPR acts like a magnet. It gives information about market movement. Based on that movement, we need to have few entry levels. Way to take trade. See, there Camarilla points plays a crucial role. Camarilla points are the places we need to take trade, not CPR. CPR gives information about market movement. Okay, if you are bullish, if market turned bullish, we look for H4 breakout. H4 and L4, these things, see, this is L4 and H4. These two things are considered as an breakout levels. If you are bullish, you can take entry at H4 if market gives breakouts at H4, and if you are bearish, you can take short opportunity, shorting opportunity at L4. If you are taken trade at, if you are taken entry at L4 and looking for shorting opportunity, your target will be most probably L5. In the same way, if you have taken entry at H4 and you are bullish and it had given breakout at H4, your target will be at H5. Okay, and H3 and L3 are basically for reversal setups. If market is not trendy, then we look for reversal setups between H3 to L3 based on the price action movement. And this PDH and PDL, marking PDH and PDL are also more important. Why? Because these are also considered as a hurdles. These are all for more confirmations only. And basically, we don't use this R3 and R4. Why? Because R3 and R4 and S3 and S4, we consider them only if market is trendy. If market is beyond our Camarilla point levels, then in order to look where market is heading, where it takes resistance, where it crosses resistance line such as R3, then further next resistance, further resistance is at R4. For that resistances only, if market is beyond our Camarilla point levels, and in order to know the market heading, where it leads to, then only we'll go for R3 and R4. Otherwise, in a reversal setup, we don't mark R3 and R4, because these R3 and R4 makes our graph more clumsy. only trending days only we'll mark S3, S4 or R3 and R4. If S3 and S4 if market is in bearish trend. Okay, this is a brief knowledge about CPR+Camarilla. And one more important thing I need to mention here. If you observe this line, see here, this line is an 20-day EMA. EMA means exponential moving average. Why 20-day EMA? Because basically in a month we'll have most probably 20 trading sessions, or most probably I'm telling. If not so, it gives last 20 trading sessions average value. Why EMA? Because EMA gives most accurate, nearest price movement values compared to SMA. Simple moving average or weighted moving average. EMA gives accurate, nearest price movement, present price value movement. These three things, CPR, Camarilla and 20-day moving average, 20-day EMA moving average, acts as a powerful indicator which makes us profitable. Okay, I don't go much deeper into the discussion. Okay, now we'll look for how to use the indicator. Okay, I already have this novice hedge indicator. Okay friends, you go to FX, here in search you try novice hedge, novice. After doing that, you'll get many indicators related to novice hedge. We need novice hedge trade master. You mark it as favorite one, double click, it will come into your graph. Already I had used, I had predefinedly changed my Camarilla point colors, so I'm using it old one. Okay, here in settings we have three sections, three tabs, such as input, style and visibility. You don't change anything in visibility. We'll mark changes in inputs and styles. In input we can use today's Camarilla CPR setups, or you can use tomorrow's CPR, tomorrow's resistance, tomorrow Camarilla point setups also. Now I'm explaining about today's CPR level. See, you check this box, show today CPR, show today R1 to R4, S1, S4, show today Camarilla point, show previous day high, show MA. These are all essential things for today. If you want to look for tomorrow's CPR, then you mark these things, show tomorrow R1 to R4. You uncheck this show today Camarilla, you check show tomorrow Camarilla points. Okay, okay, I will explain what are the options need to be taken in style for today's Camarilla point. If you go into that style, here you can use whatever color you desire to, such as I am using it black line for a previous day high. Use different colors, don't use same color, it will be confusing. And you can use different shapes also, wave lines, step lines or plus symbols. And pivot is middle CPR value, BC is bottom CPR line, TC is top CPR line. As I told you earlier, CPR contains three lines: top CPR, middle CPR is nothing but pivot, and bottom CPR. Okay, you mark them. R1 and R2, S1 and S2 are not required. Why? Because if market is within Camarilla levels, Camarilla points is enough. Remove this R1, R2, and R3, R4 are required only in trending days. S1, S2 not required. S3, S4 is required only in trending days. You check this box, tomorrow's pivot, tomorrow's BC, tomorrow's TC. Until and unless we check this box for tomorrow's CPR, then only it will show tomorrow's CPR, tomorrow's Camarilla points. But in style, you predefinedly mark tomorrow's pivot, tomorrow's BC, tomorrow's TC. And EMA1 indicates exponential moving average 20, EMA2 is 200. That is for not for intraday trade setup, it is for taking short-term trades. Okay, this is the one. If you mark this, then our graph will be like this, but it will be different for based on color setups, it will be different. And if you want to select tomorrow's CPR, tomorrow's resistance value, select show tomorrow's CPR, show tomorrow R1, remove this show today Camarilla point, tomorrow Camarilla point. It will be like this. Here actually it is little bit clumsy, I can't remove these values, it takes much time, but I will explain here. See, this is today's CPR, I mean yesterday's CPR, and this will be tomorrow's CPR, next trading session CPR. This CPR, I mean this graph will be accurate only after 3:45, that is after completing today's trading session, because while market is running you should not go for tomorrow's CPR because based on the price movements tomorrow's CPR values will be changing. After 3:45 you use it. And this is, I mean this is yesterday's CPR, this is today's CPR. You can check for trend whether CPR is in upwards and tomorrow's Camarilla points. But here one confusing, people will confuse for this graph, I mean this entire graph, this EMA graph are of today's values, but Camarilla and CPR is of tomorrow's values. Actually this indicator is designed like that, but you can get a clear picture about tomorrow's point. You don't make confusion with the graph. Okay friends, this is a brief video about CPR, Camarilla and 20-day EMA strategy. Thank you for watching. Hope you learned it. Please subscribe to our channel.